The chrome bullet on a bumper. The iconic look of the 1950s. Check it out. Check it out. Look what we did this weekend. Mounted Christine's bumper. Finished trimming out the grill. The front parking lot lenses. Got all that done this weekend. The front end is finished. There it is. If you're interested in seeing how we got this done this weekend, stay tuned. Hey, welcome back to Restoring Christine. Bill here, Christine E156 Bel Air. We're getting ever so close to finishing it. It's been a 3-year journey. 3-year journey, and I tell you what, this channel's been out here for so long now, 3 years. I just crossed 5,000 subs. So excited about that. My hat's off to all of my viewers and subscribers. I just had no idea. But anyway, 2 episodes back, we were working on getting this front grille and this front bumper valance on. And I didn't know it, but that's a brand new Gene Smith grill, and I didn't know it, but it comes in 2 pieces. So after I put it on, I didn't realize it until I went and looked at my old grill and saw that there's a nosing that goes underneath here, a chrome part that goes on the bottom valance. So you pay $400 for a grill, you still got to buy a $250 valance that goes in the bottom of it. So I had to get that. Now I've got that. I'm going to put that on in this episode. A few other things that I'm going to do is my parking lights, my turn indicator lights, these buckets, the studs on the back are not holding tight. I've got to take them out and repair that. I'm going to do that. And then I've got my bumper. I'm going to redo my bumper brackets and try to get that bumper back on. I need to get it cleaned up, but then that'll get this whole front clip done. So that's what I'm going to try to get done today. Let's get into it. Let me show you what happens with these parking lot light assemblies. So there's a chrome backing that's sold by itself, and it goes on the back side of this, and then you got the lens housing that mounts to it. There's 4 screw holes, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the lens, but on the back side of this there's studs that go through the whole assembly. So this is what it looks like on the inside. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 studs, and I have nylock washers on those, so that's what it's supposed to look like. So that's what we got to do on the passenger side next. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take that off, bring it to the bench, show you how we're going to fix that. So by bench, I'm using that term extremely loosely. My bench is so jammed up I can't work. So this is a Dan Chuck reproduction from the late 1990s, and it's still in good shape. So I went ahead and reused it for Christine for this restoration. I didn't replace them, but it had 4 studs, and these studs, you'll notice it's only got 1 in here. The 3 of them have fallen out. So there's something about the thread on this. Not quite sure what the heck the deal is, but I know how to fix it, and I'm going to do that. But right now what I need to do is I need to take these out, take this last one out, and then you can see what's going on with it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some new studs to put in these 4 holes. But you'll see when I get this off, the thread is messed up. This thread right here, on all the rest of them, it was kind of stripped. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to retap these 1, 2, 3, 4 holes, and this is a number 10 by 24 national coarse thread. You guys hear me say that a lot. I refer to threads in bolt sizes. I call them out. Way back when in a former life, I used to work in a hardware store. So this is what I'm starting off with. I'm starting off with this. I'm going to bring this over to my vise, put it in a vise, grind it shut, put it on here, and we're going to go ahead and get these fixed. All right, it's done. 4 new studs, 4 new nylock nuts, ready to go on. So let's go ahead and put it back on the car. So Christine, I put on a brand new American Auto Wire kit, the Resto Mod upgrade, classic upgrade kit, and that's what this is. Clip that back in. Put this back in the housing. And the thread's going to hang up a little bit, but I'll be able to get it. And I need to get behind it and get this thing started. There we go. Yep. All right, so I'm going to get behind there and put these 4 nylock nuts on, and it'll be done. Let's take a peek. 1, 2, 3, 4, all in place, and it's tight. All right, so this chrome bumper, bullnose, valance, I'm not quite sure what this is referred to, but it's the bottom trim. They sell this separately, and you can see it's slotted. It's slotted to go over the fins of the grill. And I had to bend this grill in order to make it, when it came out of the box, it wasn't this shape. I had to bend it in order to get it to fit the front end. So I'm looking at the spacing to the bolt holes, and they're pretty close. So I'm imagining I'm on the right shape. I can't imagine I'm that far off. So this should go on with, because this is not going to bend. So in order to attach this, you need these little clips. And I ordered a pack of all the hardware, all the front end sheet metal. So it was an entire kit that came with everything, and it comes with these little clip nuts. Not quite sure what to. This is just a little fastener that you've got something that looks like a lag screw that goes into it. So you've got a bolt that looks like this, and on the hardware store aisle, these are typically, that looks like a lag, but I'm sure that this is a sheet metal style. It's got the hex nut though. So you put the little clip on. This will go in from the bottom underneath this bottom valance through these little holes. Yep, just like that, clips on. So I need to do that in 5 spots, and then we'll put this on. So I am not at all expecting this to go on the first time, but I know the grill is bolted to the valance through its bolt holes. So the grill it should be the right shape. I had to bend it in order to get it on here because it was flatter in the box. But I'm concerned that when I put this on, that its V shape is not the same V shape as the grill. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be very, very, very tight. Very tight. Yeah, it might take a little persuasion. It is crazy tight. There it went. Well, I hate beating on this, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, it's gotta go back a good ways. I think this side is close. It's up, but it's close. This side needs to go back, but I'm seeing that there's a gap in the middle. We'll see. I'm gonna have to pull this back some sort of way. We'll figure it out. All right, it's on there. I had to tap it with a mallet, and I put a little piece of wood, and I just softly tapped it to force it into place. You can see it's like tighter over here. See the gap? So now what I'm hoping is that when I tighten the bolt, when I tighten the 5 bolts, that they're gonna draw this down. So let's take a look at what it looks like before I tighten them, and then we'll climb underneath here and see. I need a light. I love this Harbor Freight light. This thing is amazing. All right, and it's magnetized. So we just put it there, and it's gonna shine a light. All right, so there's my 1, 2. Let's see. Get my ratchet. Tighten this. Look at the shine on this thing. That's the bumper valance. That's that black Emerald. It's rugged as can be. Rugged as can be. All right. I think we're on rails now. 2 of them tight. I got 3 more. Let me get them, and then we'll show you what it looks like. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will come out. Let's see what it looks like. Turn that light out. All right, that's passable. Shoot, yeah, that's it. Get some light on the chrome. Bow. Look how shiny. think it looks good. Grill's done. These are done. Now we can put the lenses on. All right, let's do that. All right, so this is an 1157 bulb. It's got 2 filaments in it, right? 1157 is the one that has a high and a low. So I got my socket reclipped in here. Put that in here. There's only one way for it to go. There it goes. All right. And I was a smart cookie. When I took these lenses off, I saved my screws. So I've got a new gasket that goes on this. This one's made by Soft Seal. Let's see, this is part number 1113. Lens gasket kit, park light, tail light, and backup light gasket. Chevy 56, 150, 210, and Bel Air. And it's got in it the 2 gaskets. So they're made out of cork. My old ones were super hard as a rock. I mean, they were bad. So that's just going to go just like this. We'll get the lens cover on there. So the gasket's sitting in place there. The lens, they're both the same for left and right. And these little fasteners. These are, I think, number 8 fine thread. So it's number 8 by 32. So they're going to go in the corners. And I was smart and saved my fasteners. Saved them. So it's just a little Phillips, and hopefully they'll go in. And there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to get them in. And this will be the last one right here. Done. Do the other side, and then we'll move on to the bumper. All right, got it on. Gasket in place, got the bulb in place. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. All right. Step back and take a look at it. I think it looks nice. All coming together. Yep, let's get on that bumper now. All right, so here's Christine's bumper. I got the 2 bullets are off. And this is not a perfect bumper. It needs to be cleaned up. It's got a little bit of rust. It's not the greatest. It's straight. And then it's also some of the chrome is chipping off. So this is where this the right hand side goes. So it's really close. And what I'm going to do is I just don't have the money right now to put a brand new bumper. So I'm going to get this cleaned up, and then a bumper can always be replaced. So what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, and then I got some silver metallic, and I'm going to do my best to try to just get that hidden, because it's mostly underneath this little bracket. It's like just that little tiny bit. So I'm going to get that cleaned up as best I can. But if anything, maybe this will be an exercise to show you that, you know what, if you don't have unlimited funds, that you can get by. So let's go ahead and get this thing polished up. I'm going to use some aluminum foil, wad it up, and we're just going to have to scuff this up a little bit, spend about 20 minutes or so with some elbow grease to get this thing cleaned up. But let's see what happens with this rust and see if we can't get that off. All right, it'll pass the 5-foot rule. Got this as cleaned up as I could, but it already had some scuffs. You can see it's just not bright. The center part's a lot more brighter than the end piece, but it'll pass a 5-foot rule. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and prep this, and then dust it a little bit with some silver. I got some silver metallic, and see if I can't get it blended out. So we'll see how well that comes out. But you can see it's like right against where the nose is, the bullet. So what I'm going to do is if I look at this after I get it on the car and it doesn't, and I'm not satisfied with it, sometime down the road I'll go ahead and replace it. But for now, this is what I'm going to go with. So I'm using Krylon metallic silver, and watch. So I just dusted it a little bit, and here's a chrome, and there's that spot. I grinded it, or I sanded it with my a little bit of an abrasive wheel in my grinder. And I got this masked off a little bit, but I'll clean it up after. But I really just want to get it in that area. So what I'll do is after I'll wipe this down, and then let's see with some lacquer thinner or something, and let's see if we can't get this thing starting to look like, I don't know, as close to chrome as we can. It's kind of a touch-up, right? So you can see it's dusty, but I'll get that cleaned up. And you know what, with this thing on the side, I don't know how that's going to look with the reflection, but we'll try it. All right, so I mentioned I used to work at a hardware store when I was a young man. I went to my local mom and pop to get these bolts for the bumper. You can order a kit, but these are all the bolts for the brackets, and I have enough for the front and the back, and then maybe a couple of extra spares. But these are 7/16 inch, 14 threads per inch, so it's a national course, and these are grade 8 bolts. So I picked up grade 8, and you can tell it's grade 8 by the 6-pointed star on it. And so these are they call them machine bolts, more or less, but they're higher strength steel. So these are a lot stronger than your regular average bolt that you would pick up out of the normal hardware bin. So these are going to be better for mounting the brackets of the bumper to the frame. So that's what we're going to use. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to test fit it, because what I've got an issue with these brackets on the side. I'll show you that. And you can see what's going on with them. So Christine was wrecked at some point in time, and it looks like that all this got pushed back or something. Maybe they had to wallow this out. So I'm not sure if this bracket is going to be required, both of them like that. I'm not sure if these are going to go in place just like they are, but I'm thinking I'm going to have to repair them. Now check it out. See this one, like if they're back to back, so they're opposite ends. Notice one's wallowed out towards this side of the bracket, the other one's wallowed out towards the opposite side of the bracket. So I may have to take my welding machine out, grind this, and repair this to make this nice and pretty, to get it structurally sound. But what I need to do is get the bumper temporarily mounted in place so that I can see how that's going to fit on this corner. All right, this is a test fit, and I have it completely loose. I loosened up. In fact, I even took that bracket off on this side. The other bracket's still on it, but I couldn't get it shoved in the right place center-wise. So I've got it lined up now in the center, so the point is in the center. I've got that working. But then when I come over here, I've got this now. This gap looks like it's getting close to where it needs to be, and the gap on this side is close to where it needs to be, and the shape is generally trending correctly. So, but when I get underneath here, when I look at this bracket, this is way off underneath here. So when I put this bracket on, this bracket is here on this side, but look at where the bolts are. They're way off. So I need to figure that out and see what the heck's going on. Back a long time ago, I got an episode where I straightened out these frame rails, and they were bent. They were definitely wrecked. Christine, like I said, Christine was wrecked before I had her. And these frame rails were bent, and I squared them and I centered them. So I don't think this is supposed to be off center. I'm pretty sure I am centered on the frame. So I don't know what's going on with that. I will have to work on it, and I don't know if I even have to. I'll modify this bracket. I'll take this bracket and I'll extend this bracket over and make it work. But we'll have to see. I want this bumper to look good. I'm more worried about it looking good than having everything like spot on, you know. So I'm going to go ahead and continue tinkering with it, and let's see what I come up with. Well, you can see what I did. I lengthened it by a lot, so I don't think I need to go over that much, but I've got plenty of excess to cut off. I just welded a couple of tabs on here, grinded it up. So now I've got this bracket. Now if I put it on here on the front, right in that spot, doop, I ought to be able to figure out where those two bolt holes go. I'll drill them, and we ought to be that. This ought to solve this problem. All right, here's the frame rail. I got a coating failure underneath here, just right there. I must have missed it a holiday or something. It's underneath the bottom of the frame. Guess I couldn't see it when I painted this frame with Pour 15. But now, when I put this on, you can see, if I can get you on it. So that's where it needs to be. That's the alignment. So you can see the bolt hole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it. I'm going to mark it and then drill my hole, and that's going to be where I'm going to want it. So what I just did is I just stuck it on a frame and then went through the bolt hole and marked it. And when I marked it, it's nowhere near as far off as I was worried. It's right about where the weld is. So I still needed to put a tab. I just didn't need to put a tab that big. So that's encouraging. I'll go ahead and drill these 2 holes that far over. I'll make them elongated so I'll have some lateral adjustment. But that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, here it is, fully modified and painted. So, hole's only off by about 1 inch, but that's a lot. Anyway, but nobody's ever gonna see this. You know, this is gonna be underneath the bumper. It's underneath the valance. I mean, geez, nobody's ever gonna see this. So, I just want to make sure that, you know, what you will see is the bumper over here. I want to make sure that these 2 gaps are just right. So, we'll get it. We'll get it. But this is the first step. All right, there's the driver's side. You can see how much of an offset it had to have. But it's on there now. So, I just realized I forgot lock washers. So I'm gonna have to take the nuts off afterwards and put some lock washers on after I get them. But now let's see if I can't get this other side to fit. So now I'm on the other side, and it's still bolted to the bumper. I haven't moved the bumper at all, but you can see this gap now. It's about 3/8 of an inch maybe. And I know it's loose, so I ought to be able to push it, but what that's telling me is I need to drill these bolt holes a little further this way, and it'll make sure that I'll be able to get this bumper just like I like it. It doesn't force itself in the wrong position. So I'm going to take this bracket off, and I'm going to enlarge these holes towards the other side of the car, and that pushes all the bumper bolt holes in the same direction. So I've got it snug, but Christine's always had this problem. This nose is always ridden up. So now, what I was going to modify, I was going to drill a hole a little bit differently, but then I just realized, no, what I really need to do is I need a shim. I need a shim behind this. I'm gonna put some washers, and I'm gonna try to rotate this bumper out by shimming on the top. I'm gonna pull this out some, so hopefully that'll rotate it. I mean, we're not talking about a whole heck of a lot, but we'll see how that works. I'm just gonna take this bolt out, put some shims behind it, some washers, and try to rotate this bumper around. Well, it was the right idea. It straightened it out, but the problem is it raised it too much. You can see that's like how level. It shouldn't be above this. So it's too high right here. And what I did was I put a shim behind this top one, so I rolled it this way. And it raised it. So I'm wondering what else to do. So I'm gonna have to noodle with this and figure it out, but I gotta do it on both sides. And unfortunately, it's gotten very late in the day. This took a lot longer than I thought. A lot. So I'm gonna have to come back at it tomorrow, but I'll get it done. So I'll see you on the flip side. All right, well, good morning. After struggling with this bumper yesterday, went inside, took a shower, got something to eat, spent a nice evening, comfortable, got some good rest, and then this morning I came back to it with a fresh mind, and I think I'm on to something. So this bumper has the 2 brackets that go on a frame rail. Then it's got a cross brace that goes to the corner, which I can't find, by the way. I need to go dig those out of the warehouse somewhere. And the last bracket is the one that I showed you very early on in this video, which are the 2 that go on the side fender skirts. These go on the bottom. These are extensions that go on the bottom of the fender and catch the rear wing of the bumper. And these were torn up. The hole was gouged. Somebody had torch cut them because like so when Christine was wrecked, something was just out of whack. Well, last night, even though I didn't have any patience to fit up anything, I could still do some rough work. So I went ahead and I patched these, and I did both of them and welded up those holes and got them back good as new, painted them so they could dry overnight. And now what I'm thinking is going to happen is I'm going to put this now on the corner. And when I put this down here, when I put this onto the bottom of the fender, it goes underneath this. That this bolt hole will pick this up and hold this at just the right point, I hope. So I believe between holding that point at its correct height and then tuning and adjusting this, maybe it'll hold this corner just right. I don't know, but that's what we're going to do this morning. We're going to go ahead and put this bracket on and see if that helps our bumper alignment. All right, now that bracket's in. So there's 2 bolts that come through the top. And I don't know if you remember, if you watched my episode on putting on this front valance, but getting this to align, this was off. So hopefully that'll straighten that out a little bit, but it's going to put it right where it needs to be. And now we're going to put that little stainless steel plated, some call it chrome, but it's a carriage bolt that goes in that corner, 3/8 inch. So I'm going to put that in and see what happens. All right, now with that bolt in the corner, you can see what's going on. See how it rises? Now, I'm not the brightest bulb in the box, and it takes me a little while sometimes to come to the right answer. But when I loosened up the bolts here that spliced this three-piece bumper together, I noticed that this will allow me to, with only the top bolt in, it will allow me to push this down. And when I push that down, it all goes in alignment. So when I do that, though, this hole doesn't quite align with itself. So what I need to do is I need to ream that hole out to allow the bolt to go clean through and through, and that's going to do it. We're not talking about a lot. It's like maybe a 1/16 of an inch to an 1/8. That ought to be it. If I can get the nut on the back side of it, push it down and then tighten it up, that ought to get it. That got it as close as it's gonna come. It's still up a little bit, but not enough to complain about. I mean, that's good fit. So now I need to come over here and do something similar. I'm gonna get this one on, so I gotta put that bracket on this side. And then I think we'll be just about done except for the bullets. All right, got the driver's side. So now, I mean, that's pretty good. It's not perfect, but I think it's really good. Good enough. I wish this side would come down a little bit, but that's about as good as I can get it. Let's go ahead and put the bullets on and be done with this. You know what's really odd is of all the bolts on this entire bumper assembly, you know, the bumper, which is going to ram into a car potentially, right? The most robust thing is this 1/2-inch bolt. Everything else is smaller. Everything else is a 3/8 or a 7/16, but this is a 1/2-inch bolt and nut. Oh man, that's just, they don't make them like they used to. Thank goodness. All right, just get this on the back side, do the other one, and we'll be done. So as I'm doing this driver's side one, I want you to see something. See where I painted it? Watch. By the time I put this on, look. You're only looking at, it's like 3/4 of an inch, maybe an inch, by about 1.5 inches to 2 inches long. That's it, this little gray area. And it doesn't look bad, and I'll bet if I wiped it a little bit, I'd be able to get it even smaller than that. So let me go ahead and put this nut and washer on the back side, and we'll be done. Tighten it up. Just need to get a deep socket on it. There it is. All right, let's step back and look at it. That is looking good. What do you think? Wow. Look at that. I like it. I like it a lot. And finally, that's going to do it. Do hope you appreciated this episode. Hope you got something out of it. If anything, entertainment value. Hopefully a little bit of knowledge, but that's going to do it for today. Do appreciate you watching. If you're enjoying my videos, please give them a thumbs up. And if you're enjoying my channel, as always, I'd love a subscription. So until I see you next time, please take care of yourself. Cheers.